Good morning, beloveds. I'm not always sure when it's gone live, so right now you're getting weird intro to what's going on. So it is the last day of fair, and we're going for pack down. And the good thing about that is we don't get there until like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. So we're only actually on the floor for 3 or 4 hours. And she starts the pack down like early. So hopefully we can be done by like 9, and then, and we'll bring dinner for everybody. So, and it's a good crew this year. There's going to be 6 of us for the pack down, maybe even 7, depending on if Ray comes over and helps. So, and Nathaniel, I don't know how late he, so should be interesting. All right. We're in the month of November, so every now and again they pop in, and it's definitely looks like, well, Thanksgiving could be this day. So November 26th, bless, praise, give thanks. And our author is Annie Ricks Militz, and this is from both Riches and Honor from 1945. And she's from Unity. So my angle's a little weird today. Let's see. No. I'm still trying to figure it out with the Streamlabs. So I don't feel like I'm looking at the camera, but it is what it is. All right. Okay. I feel like I'm cutting the top of my head off. Okay. There is no greater prospering power than the word of blessing, of genuine praise, and of thanks from the heart, directed especially towards those people and those things and events which have seemed to curse us. As this word must not merely be from the lips, it will require skill, discernment, inspiration, and a prophetic sense to find out what one can praise in one's enemies, to see what one can be thankful for in misfortune, or can bless in time of treachery. The very exercise itself will enrich one, as it did the sons of the wise father in the Bible. An Aesopian fable tells us of an old farmer who had 4 lazy sons, and who in dying told them he had nothing to leave them but a field, but in that field was buried a treasure. So when he died, they vigorously dug up that field, but they found no treasure. However, the next crop that grew in the field yielded 4 times as much as an ordinary crop, and then the sons knew that the treasure in the field was what they put in it, their own energy and faith. Practice skill and discernment in finding the good in people who have injured you, and in the failures that have burdened you. Let the Spirit inspire your thanksgiving and open your prophetic sense so that you may see the blessing that is coming out of it all. The exercise is enriching both spiritually and materially. All right. So we are going to spend a brief minute talking about spiritual bypass. Okay? Because what she is suggesting is a spiritual practice of looking for the good in situations, looking for the silver lining. When things happen, and I'm going to use the word non-preferred, when non-preferred things happen, and then we are left to pick up the pieces from what has happened. And that's where we get to look for the good, and that's where we get to make a mosaic. Okay? Because that's what a mosaic is. A mosaic is a beautiful picture made from broken pieces. All right? Now, here's what I'm going to straight up tell you. The only person who can do that is the person who it has happened to. All right? We do not get to go to another person who is in the midst of a situation and say, well, just look for the good. You'll be better for it. That's just wrong. And it's wrong on so many levels because it minimizes what they are going through. When we are supporting people who are going through situations like she's describing, We don't say, well, look for the good. You'll be better for this. This will make you stronger. None of us want to hear that. None of us want to hear that. What we do is we go and we say, I'm here. How can I support you? What can I do? Can I bring you a meal? Can I bring you coffee? Can I just sit with you in the silence? We don't get to suggest this spiritual practice. Okay? Never. Unless they ask for it. Okay? In New Thought, and we've been accused of this, and we have been guilty of this, of saying it's all positive all the time. Well, and then to look for the good in non-preferred situations. And it'll all be okay in the end. And the truth is, it will all be okay in the end. But when people are in the midst of situations like she is describing, we don't say that. We say, how can I help? How can I be there for you? Or we just simply don't say anything at all and we be there for them. Okay? So, this exercise is something that a person who has been through a situation chooses to do on their own. And if they choose to ask for help, then great, we are there to help them. But they are always going to be in the lead. They are always going to be in control of this situation. I want to make that absolutely clear. So if somebody comes to you when you are going through a situation and they say, well, look for the good, then you can look at them and say, you know what? Get out of my life for right now. I don't need that. I'm dealing with this now. And when I'm ready to look for the good, I'll either call you or I won't. Okay? Because things happen and we are allowed to go through them the way we go through them. And we are allowed to feel about them the way we feel about them. When it is time for us to look for the good in the situation, that's our decision. Okay? Don't ever let anybody rush you into that. Now, the good news is it is a spiritual practice where we can take the broken pieces of what has happened to us and we can make something beautiful out of it when we are ready. When we are ready. And that, like I said, the very definition of a mosaic is that it's when you take a lot of broken pieces and you put them together to create something beautiful. It is absolutely possible. It is. And as she said, you will come out of the experience both spiritually and materially enriched. Okay? But you get to choose when you do that. And while the wounds are fresh, that's not necessarily the time to do it. One of the things when I went through ministerial school, when we were going through ministerial school as classmates, one of the things that we are absolutely, I'm not going to say encouraged, but it's on the table, is we're allowed to talk about the situations that we have been through that have left us scarred. We can talk about the bad things that have happened to us. But when we do that, two things have to have happened. We have to be talking from our scars, not our open wounds. Because if we are talking from our scars, it means we're healed. And we have healed back stronger than we were when we were wounded. If we are talking from our open wounds, then we are just simply bleeding all over people and we are not being of service. So we are allowed to talk about that. And the other thing is that when we do talk about our scars, when we do talk about those situations, and we do show people how we found the good, okay, that's part of the requirement. We've got to show them how we found the good. We also have to give them breaks. When we tackle heavy topics, we need to make sure that we build in those moments of lightness. Because we don't want to drag everybody down, including ourselves. And so that's one of the things. If you are in the midst of a situation and somebody comes at you with, well, it's all going to be okay in the end, that may be helpful. And there are probably people who can say that to you. But if somebody says it to you, and you're not ready to hear it, you're allowed to tell them, you know what? I'm not ready for that yet. Okay? You are allowed to do that. But when we talk about our scars, we want to build in the light moments. And this exercise will do that. This exercise will do that. Because sometimes we need to talk about the things that have happened to us just to kill the power. And so when you go to somebody and say, I need, and maybe this is how you can do it. It's like, I need to talk about what happened to me. And I just need you to listen. I don't need you to fix it. I don't need you, I just need to kill the power of this. And then they can listen with an open heart, and you can talk about what's happened, and they're not trying to fix it. And they're not trying to, and at no time does a spiritual bypass happen. At no time does a spiritual bypass happen, because things happen, and we get to own our feelings, and we get to feel our feelings. Now, we don't want to take our feelings out on everybody else. So that's part of it. And sometimes people can't handle our feelings. And so they will try and say, well, look for the good. And that's when we have to make that mutual agreement of, you know what, this isn't working. This isn't the person for me to talk to about what's going on. So, and that'll include practitioners, because occasionally practitioners will, if they have a wound they're working on, and you bring them a situation that just triggers their wound, then that practitioner, the good thing is that a practitioner is well trained enough that they're going to look at you and say, I am not the practitioner for you. Let me suggest. Okay. And ministers can do the same thing. They can suggest somebody who is either never been in the situation or has already worked their way through the situation, so that that person can sit with you while you process your emotions and not, get sucked into it with you. And that's what, as practitioners, that's what we don't do. We don't want to get sucked into the situation with you. Yes, we will absolutely listen. Absolutely. But we're not going to get sucked into the situation with you. So, and that's part of that talking from our scars, not our wounds. Because if we have an open wound and you come with the same wound, we might both fall into that wound and just bleed all over each other. And that's not helpful for anybody. Okay. So that's, sometimes I do these readings and I'm like, it's a fantastic idea. It is a fantastic idea to bless your enemies and to bless situations that you really wish you weren't in, and to look for the good that you can extract out of them. But if you're not ready to do that, it's okay. And you are allowed to have the feelings that you have. Now, I say that. You are allowed to have the feelings, just don't take them out on other people. Don't take them out on other people. And if you do, because the other day I was overwrought and tired, and it was my own fault, and I took it out on my partner, and I don't know that I've apologized for that. So now I'm sitting here thinking, I let myself get too tired, and I know, I know better. And here we are. So, all right. So bless, praise, and give thanks is an absolutely fantastic, exercise when you're ready. Okay. And if you're not ready, it's okay. So I would say the mission today, should you choose to accept it, is if there's a situation in your life that you are ready to do that exercise with, please, I commend it to you. It is absolutely, go make the mosaic. Go make the mosaic. But if you're not ready, that's okay too. All right. Just remember that. It's okay too. It's your timeline. You get to choose when you're ready to do that. All right. That's the mission today. The other mission, it's the same mission I give you every day, which is do something loving, do something kind, do something compassionate for yourself. Now, that exercise absolutely can be loving, kind, and compassionate for yourself. But if you are not ready for it, it is loving, kind, and compassionate for yourself to not do it yet. It is a tool in your toolbox. You do not have to do it today. Okay? When you're ready, it is there. And that's the fabulous thing about having a toolbox. And that's one of the reasons why I talk about doing loving, kind, and compassionate things for yourself and give you a couple of basic suggestions so that you have them in your toolbox. Practitioners are in your toolbox. Meditations are in your toolbox. Treatments are in your toolbox. Affirmations are in your toolboxes. All these kind of little exercises are in your toolbox. And they are the most loving, kind, and compassionate thing you can do for yourself is to have a toolbox full of these kind of things. One year I did a talk where I talked about the stop it list. Because we're always talking about what we should be doing. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm going to give you a list of things that you can stop doing. Put that in your toolbox. And beating yourself up about not being able to do, to bless your enemies, well, that's in your toolbox. That's part of that stop it. You'll do it when you're ready. You'll do it when you're ready. And until then, maybe just stay away from them. if that's at all possible. So, all right. When I say love, kind, and compassionate, some of the things that I'm talking about are to, take a deep breath before you speak. I say especially to yourself, give yourself that moment of pause before whatever it is that is flying out of your mouth. That way you have a moment to think, is this the most loving, kind, and compassionate thing I can say to another person or to yourself? You will never talk to anybody more than you talk to yourself. Why not make everything that you say to yourself loving, kind, and compassionate? Or at least 98% of it. Honest to God, what sent me screaming into therapy one time is I heard myself talk and went, this is not okay. All right? Take that deep breath before you speak. And if you find your self-talk is a problem, then go get help. It's worth it. I'm a much happier person once I realized that self-talk was not doing me any good. Take a walk, take a nap, take a break, which is the human equivalent of turning it off and turning it back on again. That's what I love about being an adult. I love naps. I don't take as many as I used to, but I've had 2 months of fair, so, there's that. And there's so much more to that love, kindness, and compassion. And I encourage you to practice on yourself for a variety of reasons. 1, you are your own best test subject. 2, I do hope that you can get to the point where 98% of, if you could get to 100%, that'd be great. But we're all human and we're all going to make mistakes. So, where everything you do for yourself and others is loving, kind, and compassionate, especially the tough stuff, Now, I'm also going to remind you that, I like to say eat dessert first. That's a loving, kind, and compassionate thing because you deserve your own love. You deserve your kindness. You deserve your own compassion. You're a beloved child of God. Eating dessert first is my way of saying don't save the good stuff. Your life is a special occasion. Frequently, we save things for a special occasion. Well, don't save things for a special occasion. Make the occasion special. It's as simple as that. Make the occasion special. Because your life really is special. And none of us know how long we've got. So, and besides, I believe chocolate is the first step to fixing anything. All right, beloveds. Whew, deep breath. Joy. I don't want to get away with this because we've just, after, a couple of years of living in unprecedented times, I want to remind you that joy is a quality of God. Therefore, joy is a quality of you. No matter what is going on in the world, no matter what is going on in your life, you deserve joy. So please make room in your life for joy. Make room in your life every day for joy. All right. I'll get off that soapbox, but it's one of my favorite soapboxes. Joy and eating dessert first. All right. And spiritual bypass. That's another one of my soapboxes. Okay. I'm about to need a drink of water, so I probably need to wrap this up. Okay. Yeah. Where am I? Loving, kind. Oh, the rest of the suggestions. Do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like, unless it's your day of rest. My busy part, my exercise is going to come at the end of the day with pack down. So here we are. I do encourage you to, I said, drink plenty of water. Hydration is super important. Your brain works better, your body works better, and your skin looks better when you are well hydrated. Get that early in your morning bright light. There's no sun today. So yeah, They say partly cloudy, and I'm going, it's mostly cloudy out there. What are you talking about? So artificial light's working for me today. 5 to 10 minutes of bright light on your face will help to reset your circadian rhythms. Please take advantage of it. You'll have more energy during the day. You'll sleep better at night if you can get that. And sunlight is fantastic, but because it's only 5 to 10 minutes. You're not going to get a sunburn. Trust me. Look at the skin. You know that I know what a sunburn is. But if you need the extra support and the light in your house is not doing it, you can Google sun lamps or seasonal effect disorder lamps. All right. Super helpful. Very helpful. Yeah. All right. Open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around us all the time. Okay. What does that mean? It means that heaven is a state of mind. It is a state of consciousness. It is not a place you have to get to, but can become any place you are when you learn to create that heavenly mindset for yourself. All right. That. And there are so many ways to do that. The exercise that she talked about today is part of that. When you can take an awful situation and pull out what's beautiful in it and create something beautiful out of a pretty awful experience, that's part of that heavenly mindset. And I'm not telling you that it's always going to be easy to do. There are days that you're going to get up and the birds are singing and there's a beautiful sunrise and there's a beautiful sunset and amazing things happen all day. Those days are easy. Okay. Those days are easy. That's when you can look around and go, yeah, it's all God. It's all heaven. It's all good. It's the other days where it takes practice. So build up that spiritual muscle. Build up that spiritual muscle and surround yourself with people that work in that heavenly mindset. Because when you meet somebody who knows that state of mind, that they become this island of peace, they become this island of calm, and they become a place that you can go when you're in the midst of a storm. You don't bring your storm to them, but they will bring their peace to you. We all have boundaries. So make sure if you're an island of peace, you got strong boundaries. Don't let the storm in. Give the person a place to rest, but don't let the storm in. Okay, that's why I was talking from our scars, not our wounds. That's what, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm at the social media part. We are Creative Life Spiritual. Oh, no. You know what? Emma, look for the good and praise it. If you want to create a heavenly mindset, look for the good and praise it, which is another way of saying count your blessings. And science will tell you that random acts of kindness and volunteer service are two of the best ways to change a mood. If you're feeling a little down, random act of kindness or a volunteer service will go a long way to changing that. So just a few more tools for your toolbox. Okay. Now I'm at the social media. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am. I commend to you. There are hours of content. Try it. You might like it. You want to know what's going on with the center, please email info@creativelife.org. That will get you on the constant contact. And the hot links are hot. So when it says click here now, it'll either take you right to the information you want or the person that will help you get it. All right, beloveds. What was I about to say? I don't remember. So it's time for me to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonder-filled day, an awesome day, a mosaic making day, a pack down day, a finishing up day, a getting stuff done day, a learn something new day, a cuddle with your fur babies day, a make amends with somebody that you need to say I'm sorry to day, a go dance in the weather day, a good day. And if that's too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. You are a beloved child of God. You are a brilliant light. You are a divine spark. You are spirit in motion. You are God in action, or as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling, in whom God is well pleased and well represented. Okay? Your actions, your speech, teach people about the God you believe in. That's why I say well represented. Are you happy with the God that you are portraying to people? And if not, what are you going to do about that? And one of the things that I will suggest is go back to get to know the person that God knows you to be. Okay? Peel back the layers that of everything that you have been told. Every box that they have tried to stuff you in, every label that they have tried to put on you, peel it all away. Peel away gender and religion and culture and all of that nonsense and get to know who God knows you to be. Because I can promise you, the person God knows you to be is good. Probably pretty cool. All right? Okay. Yep. Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow. We will have an amazing service for you right here on Facebook Live. If you're watching this on Facebook Live, you can just scroll up a video because our own Danielle Mercadal is going to take the stage today. Reverend Jesse had things to do, and so he is taking a well-deserved break, but he'll be back. No worries. Just one Sunday. But I look forward to Danielle because she's a dynamic speaker. She always has something interesting, and it'll be all good. All right. So check that out. Okay. And since I did all that, now I don't remember how I usually end these things. Oh my goodness. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.